Hey, Tom.
Here we are again.
Like your shirt.
Thank you. It's a tribute the Bisons did this summer to the Buffalo Sabres, and as you see, they went to the lighter blue because that's what everybody's been asking for. And
yeah,
that's
royal.
what the Sabres are. I guess they finally did find sheep that they could actually dye to get that blue back.
They had to go all the way to Wales.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that they
just
had
outside
to
of the UK, pick it up.
Yeah, and but anyways, hey, we're 4-1 with the Bills.
Yeah.
Very, very happy there. And the Sabres started off well. Had a tough loss last night in overtime, but positive out of that, we didn't play a very good game at all. And Allmark stood tall at the end. We got a point that we shouldn't have got.
Definitely stole one, no question about it.
Kudos.
If we want to stay on the Sabres for a few minutes, number one, I was a little disappointed in the hatred toward Eichel. I'm kind of getting tired of it. This coach did what we wanted. He double shifted his players. He shortened his bench to tie that game.
Right.
And then he put out Eichel. Now, he admitted maybe Eichel had too much time in the overtime.
He looked gassed.
He was gassed. But he goes to the boards, and after he coughed up the puck, everybody's screaming, there's your superstar, there's your superstar. And I said, you know what? The guy, it's 3-on-3. I see him look back behind the net and to see if he can pass behind the net. Bristol's not there. And I don't care what Paul Hamilton or Harrington say.
We played hockey too.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Maybe
and I
not
watched,
with skates, with croquettes, but we played hockey.
Damn it! And I saw the replay, and Risto was in the far side in the dot, so he wasn't there. And by that time, he got pickpocketed and they scored. I'm not mocking Risto. I'm not mocking anybody. Stuff happens. We stole a point with 40 saves.
The term superstar. I don't think anybody here has called him a superstar. He's a very good hockey player with a tremendous future. We didn't pick him and let other guys go. He was the second pick because Edmonton had to win the 87th ping pong shit.
Yeah, we had no chance to get McDavid. Is McDavid better? Probably, but
I want to see McDavid score those kind of points with some of the slobs.
Yeah.
The quote that Jack Eichel's passed to.
Clowns.
And Jack, I'm fine with Jack. A point a game. And even the NHL experts don't consider him a superstar.
Please, going into this season, the points per game and for him and Matthews were the same. And all I hear about is Austin Matthews.
Right.
And that porn mustache he just grew. I hate him. I hate his guts.
And I like the young talent on this team, but people need to lay off Jack. He's a very good hockey player and a guy you can build up, and he's big and tough. And I know his body actions and motions, that upsets people. But nobody gets upset with the 16 minutes of nothing on the score sheet from some of the players that play on this team over the years, including right now. Nobody seems to get upset with Larry. And 16 minutes of ice time a game with nothing. I am told by Marty Barone that the Corsi numbers for them the other night in the first
period off the charts.
We're off the chart. We're outshot 14-6 and down 2-0.
Yeah, so great for Corsi.
I'm glad that Corsi with his tight little jeans and all his bullshit came up with a plan, but we still got to win. Ooh, I can take a call here.
Is that Bob Crane?
I don't know who it is, but I got the phone to them. It's just going to see here.
Go ahead.
Hello? Oh, what, pardon me? We're filming straight from the hip here. Sounds like a camel jockey telethon here or something. So what's that? My taxes? Yeah, my wife would handle that. She what? I guess we didn't pay our taxes or something.
Oh, shit,
$1,800 they're going to send the cops out to give me. Well, wait a minute. I'm sure the taxes are paid. A credit card number? Yeah. How stupid do you think I am? Not going to send you a credit card number. Now listen, I'll send you a check so I have some kind of receipt.
Wait a minute, I'll go buy gift cards.
How about gift cards there?
Like those Visa and MasterCard cards too?
Well, we got to meet. Pick a good spot for you. Yeah, pick a spot you'd like to see for the last time.
Outside of Pakistan.
Right, and stop picking on the old time people. We should continue to bomb you jackasses. I hate prank phone calls.
That's good.
What are they, telemarketers? I
thought it was Crane.
No.
But anyway, I want to get back to, I want to go to Ralph Kruger. That's funny. Ralph Kruger, here's what I like about him. I've talked about him before. Tom has said the same thing. Couple things. Shorten the bench when down a goal. God bless you. Okay? Goes into overtime. I'm not seeing Vladdy or anybody that has
he
any
is good
kind.
in that one face-off circle, though.
Yeah, let's not even. Mike texted me that he was all excited about why Vlad wasn't out there. He was kidding. But here's the thing. The other thing I like is if you listen to him after the game and this morning, there's a reason for what he says and how he says it.
There's a plan.
There's a plan. He looked at that the other night. we lost the game, we stole a point. Now he said, okay, there were some really bad things that happened there. So then he goes back in the film room with these guys, and he's looking at it. Housley gave us the lip service. Well, we'll just go back to work. Yeah, yeah, but your work was terrible, Phil. And now we got a guy, I think, who knows his work. Now, will we make the playoffs? Will we get 100 points? I don't think so, because I think we're still down a key center and a couple bottom six guys. But again, I think we're in the right direction.
Caught a lot of heat, too, in the email bag there. The postman, he kind of hates dropping off the mail here after the show. But I'm going to say it again. Our talk before the season last week wasn't a game prediction. It's a season. Let's say a half a season prediction. I said Mo Cherie or less. By the way, he's out week to week. He did score 2 goals in the opener, right? And yes, that's great. But in the long haul, we're a better team when Mo Cherie is on the 4th line. We're a better team when Marcus Johansson is a winger on the 3rd line.
Correct.
Okay?
And I don't think anybody... I would be surprised if anybody...
Vladimir Sobotka is
not here.
Prague.
He's in Prague. And I don't think a lot of people would argue with you, Tom, because you're not saying they're useless. You're saying, we're a better team if they're in the role they should be in. And Vlad Sobotka, as far as I'm concerned, has no role.
And this Pravda from the Sabre pregame with almost pointing out that Gus and Larry and Oposo have done so much. Listen, we all watch the games. We all know, okay? I don't think those guys don't try. I don't think they're totally skillless, but there are other players on the planet that can go hard on a puck, make plays happen like that, but maybe chip in with a goal hither or dither.
Every 10, 20 games.
Maybe. Oposo got a great goal in the game the other night. They had cut the lead on us. Gergenson's with a great forecheck. Oposo in front of that. He has good hands. It worked out. But it can't be 9 more games now or 10 more games. We need a little more of that.
We need more, yeah.
And we'll be better. And that's why we're hoping Asplund, I'm sure Dylan Cousins, Tage Thompson, players like that can come in. And maybe someone that's not even in the organization yet.
Hey, I wanted to say for those younger people watching us, Pravda, back in the Cold War when it was Russia, they would put just propaganda on television.
What they wanted you to know.
And it was Pravda, and that was their TV station. So
right, they
thought I'd help people out.
No, they didn't realize what a great country it was over here. If you read the McGillney story, he had no idea some of the stuff that was going on here because of living behind the Iron Curtain.
Yeah. So anything more on the Sabres? Because we got to get to the Bills.
No, we'll go to the Bills now. They're fun to watch, right? And that's all we're asking for. Be positive. I know people think that we're not. We are. We're just kind of shooting from the hip with facts.
Well, there you go.
Right?
That's the name of the show.
Right.
Hey, let's talk about Josh.
Oh, real quickly?
Oh, yes.
Birthday today. John Lennon had his birthday today, if he would still be with us. And a lot of people thought he was a dreamer. But I think now, many years later, I'm convinced he wasn't the only one.
Oh, God help us. Okay. So I was going to get to Josh Allen. Listen, you heard me last week say that Josh, quote, shit the bed the previous week. And he did. And I think he admitted it. And he got concussed and the whole thing. He came back with a concussion. And I think really did a nice job. I mean, okay, I hated that throw over the middle, again, because I thought it was going to be a continuation of the same stuff. But after the game, guy's got a 98 quarterback rating, 72% completions, and for everybody arguing about where's the long ball, how come we're not throwing bombs, I don't care. We are 4-1.
Right. And I don't know if, with the Bills and some of our Sabre players, are people in this town more concerned about fantasy? I mean, Sunday night, Twitter exploded with Mahomes, and of course Chris Collinsworth, I think, was basically having sexual pleasure, more than sexual pleasure watching him. They lost when he rolled out, and then threw the ball for a touchdown, which was across the field, and should have been picked, but the Colts' defense is depleted.
Right.
And by the way, lost the game 19-13. Now, are there people in Kansas City going, what are we doing?
Yeah. What are we doing? And Mahomes got to go.
Now,
we actually heard we should start Barkley. We got
a comment from a caller, and God bless him. I'll say it right now, him. Steps. Put Matt Barkley in. Do you realize there's no comeback then?
Matt Barkley, first of all, is immobile, and he's got a noodle arm. Matt Barkley, I love him as our backup, but Matt Barkley has been a journeyman, and there's a reason for that.
The other
By the
night,
way, really hot.
The other
wife.
night with Duffer
Did
after
you hear
the
what
first.
I said?
What's that?
Incredibly hot wife.
Right.
Because
The other night with Duffer, they pointed out with the Corsi numbers what a solid job that the Larson line did, and would it be interesting to see in the second period if Ralph Kruger came back and kind of played that line more? Duffer, stop it.
Yeah.
Same with Josh Allen and bench him. It's these guys make mistakes. It's a game. Why does somebody drag down a guy, the gunner, blocking on a punt that has nothing to do with
That
the play?
was 52 yards
Who
away
knows?
on the other side.
Who knows? It's a game. There's emotions. There's all kind of things going on. Could you imagine the second period of that Columbus game if we really stuck with those Corsi numbers? All right, you play your best. You hope they get out of the funk, and you hope they limit the funk. Right.
Right.
Josh Allen, bench him. He's going to make mistakes. Duke Williams is going to drop a ball in his hands at some point this year. Bench him and go to something. No. You play through it and you hope that the consistency becomes more of a reality.
Well, and he also
Started that now. That's not bad.
That's freaking adorable. What I like too is if you think back to the fourth quarter for the Pats game, I firmly believe that our quarterback, Josh Allen, is best in the fourth quarter when he's behind. That guy just wills touchdowns to win the game.
He's a gamer.
I think we had a chance with him in the fourth quarter if he didn't get his bell rung.
The Bills drafted him last season, right? He's had one full season now. But they didn't bring in the veteran to let him learn behind because we found out, not from any of our local reporters, that really the heir apparent doesn't help the understudy.
No.
In fact, they're kind of nasty to him. All right? Good is good. Sometimes good, it takes a little while to get ready, but good is good, right? The Bills have thrown Allen in right away. We won't be guessing in year 4 or do we have to take the extension.
Yeah.
You're either going to know or not. Draft another one.
Look at Mariota. He's in his fifth year. They have no idea what to do.
I mean,
he's so.
A few years ago, the Skins took RG3. Oh
Right.
my God, the second coming. Couple injuries, the guy's never the same. He's out of football.
He's done.
The kid Newton really hasn't done a whole lot with injuries and stuff. So who knows?
Is that Irv Newton from Michigan?
It is Irv. Okay. And who knows what's going to happen? I just, at this point, especially in my life now, I want to just win.
Yeah.
And if it's 13-9, I don't care.
We don't care.
You know?
Let's just win this. And this D is good. It's elite. And we got to keep it going. The O's got to do just enough to win. Now, in some of these other games, now we're playing Miami twice and all that, I would expect us to score 30 points.
Well,
I mean, come on.
And as
but
far as
other
the
than that,
it's a puzzle piece. Our offensive
Singletary
line
too.
is
Offensive
newer.
line banged up.
Is newer and now banged up. I mean, how many replacements alone in the second
There were
quarter?
3.
Singletary changes what you can do
He sure
offensively
does.
in the running game and everything. Robert Foster's been hurt. He's a deep threat. Right now it's just John Brown, right? Well, teams know that. They know that. They get the same.
They double him.
Yeah, they'll double him and they'll cheat. So finally we have a quarterback and we've watched, how many years you watch? Why can't our guy do that?
Right.
And now our guy is kind of doing it. Let's live with that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Let's take it day by day, and as the pieces start healing, and this team isn't done yet. They still got places and positions to fill.
Sure, and they know that, but this is a good football team.
They're fun to watch.
They're fun to watch. I'm excited about Sundays. And you know what? We got 2 more years after this year of Josh before we even have to decide if we're picking up the option, the 5th-year option. So at this point, let's see where he goes. God, he's got all the talent in the world.
One last shout out to everybody. It seems like we're so quick in this town to jump on the guys with talent, our stars.
With talent. But we love the Lawsons and Saboka.
And love these
Larsons and Saboka.
other guys. You know,
we love these guys.
Ryan O'Reilly said he had to get out of here. Well, we had to get him out of here, but yet Larry said the same thing. How about the job Allmark did to keep us in the game and get a point?
Yeah.
And our offensive line, they put Feliciano over. Cody Ford got knocked out. They brought in Bates and Spencer Long. And the running they did to run that game out.
Unbelievable.
How about kudos to that?
Kudos. In fact, Bob, if
when
you watch,
they knew we were running.
I know you're really into full Bates, Bob, and this was Ryan Bates.
But kudos to that. I mean, and then it was said on the yellow pages that we could live with the interceptions if he threw for like 340.
Yeah.
Who, really?
You know what? 340, that's nice. I'd love to see 300 yards.
I think people in San Francisco
we're winning.
are in. How about talking about self-anointing superstars? How about the other end of the lake? What's
Yeah.
going on? Those guys, all the Monday night games, Sunday, we
all
can't
the
get enough
6
of Baker
nighttime
Mayfield.
games. Baker Mayfield this, Baker Mayfield that.
They got
Cleveland
Odell
this,
back.
Cleveland that.
Where
And
were
boy,
we for
oh
that
boy,
trade?
They're just doing nothing.
And there's the kid's struggling. The kid's struggling, and I mean that. Who knows what's going to happen there? But talk about something. And now you hear on the yellow pages, well, we didn't soften like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Wow.
Baker Mayfield's had a pretty bad year so far, and that just goes to show you he looked like a world beater last year. And then they put more weapons with him, and he's worse.
Well, and teams, but these teams.
But it is puzzle pieces. It's offensive line.
And these guys stay up all night and they study all this crap. Like New England showed that you're going to have to put some pressure on Josh Allen and stuff. He saw a lot of that against Tennessee. It's how you take the next step. And there are going to be games where we go, oh, Josh.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. It happened to Jim Kelly. I myself said maybe we should trade Kelly. Back like in, I think, 88 or
86, 87.
Yeah.
Kelly had that one game. He had 4 interceptions in the first half against, I believe, Cincinnati. He came back and won the game.
Good friend of mine, Sabella, a Buff State lacrosse player, said, Tommy, calm down. I said, maybe we should make the move. We won the second half of that game.
Yeah.
I think we were playing the Raiders, maybe.
See, I thought
Maybe it was.
I thought it was Cincy.
Could have been. I thought maybe it was the Raiders.
We don't have to fight
Whatever.
about
We
it.
don't have to fight about it. Quick news and notes of the day. I don't like to move Trump with the turkey. I don't think that's a good move there.
What? Oh.
With letting the backing off and
Yeah, I know.
And people are saying what happens to all the 10,000 ISIS prisoners? What happened to that bomb?
It
Did
slipped.
you have it?
It slipped.
I don't like that moved on and this impeachment stuff, Botoxin and everything. You almost don't want. I don't watch the news anymore.
I've stopped watching. It's kind of funny. But life is good. Still sunny in Buffalo.
Very, very nice here in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Our teams are fun to watch.
God.
Yes, there's going to be a sleeper here and there. I know, got some comments. I thought you said Johansson was Leno. If you listen to the whole tape, you'll see that comparing the movement of bringing Leno.
It was
in.
an analogy.
Analogy. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't think Lars. If Marcus Johansson's on our top 6, we're not as good.
Yeah, I
But
think.
we're real
In other
good
words,
at
we
that
don't believe he was talentless like Leno.
Right.
That's not what we were
It's
talking
an
about.
analogy of putting a guy in a position that, and you saw it, I think in today's paper, it said, still struggling with the move.
Yeah. I mean, because it's a tough transition from wing to center. He did play it early in his career, but it's been a long time.
Right. So, and
A long
really,
time since he rock and rolled.
you're doggone right. And we need to get that top 6. We have a player that blatantly doesn't belong. Wouldn't be in the top 6 on any team on the planet.
Now that's Pravda.
And don't understand what he's doing there here.
That's
And by the
probably-
way, I know Skinner has 2 goals, none of which have anything to do with Sobo.
None of.
Fact,
One he stole
was-
by himself.
One he stole by himself.
And the other one was a nice pass from
What a
Mojo, they call him.
Olafson, sweet
Olafson.
hands.
Wow.
The team is fun to watch.
It
It'll be
is.
interesting to see what happens tonight against
Tonight we got
Montreal.
the Le Habitat. And I think, and this is a shout out to you, Shawnee Sharman. Still can't stand him. And I will burn that jersey if you ever show it in front of me again. It will be burned.
Well, until next week, everybody, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Start telling your friends to watch.
Yeah,
What's
how
going
about,
on?
yeah, come on. Let's pick this up a little bit.
People are listening to Barstool Sports. All they do is MF, 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 MF.
Yeah.
You don't get MF here. You get facts and straight from the hip.
We have 88 subscribers,
Comments.
and yet we're getting like 35, 40 views. It's
Right.
got to stop. We want
Where
some
are the
help here.
subscribers? That's
Let's
right.
move it.
And remember, we always say our things, hands up, don't shoot. When used properly, always works. And one last thing I'm going to leave you with today.
Yeah.
If you need the way out, look in.
Oh. You've been reading books?
I've been listening to stuff.
Oh, cool. Well, you lay around, you mess around, and for those of you going down tonight to the big giant key in the sky, go Sabres. And this is a bye week. I'm going to be really kind of, almost disgusted Sunday. But, by the way, me and my boys, we're heading down, maybe even Mike, we're heading down to see the Dolphins in Miami. I haven't seen a win there since
no,
91.
you didn't.
I haven't seen a win there since 91. If you lose to that team, I quit.
Oh, boy.
All right, I know.
Oh,
there, I've
boy.
said it. Oh, prediction tonight. We'll make it quick.
Sabres 4-1.
Sabres 3-1. See ya.